Hello, I'm Mac, at least for a day, and everything's going to be okay. This is going to be mission 9 in the current arc of the weekly missions. We're at 91% to unlocking the Artemis bobblehead, so sometime this weekend that should be purchasable. If you don't know already, all of the other NPCs, the weekly mission NPCs, have disappeared except for Tethys, who we'll be talking to in this mission. So it seems like things are heating up in the storyline because everyone's disappearing almost. Let's go find out more about what's going on. I already know who's gonna... Yep, Tethys is the one we talked to, because he's the only one left. Let's see what's gonna happen. Tethys seems uneasy. Their lidless eyes flick towards Mercury's empty post. Tell me, do you ever feel lonely? Say that everyone does. I'm not everyone, though, am I? I'm supposed to be better. They shift uncomfortably. Perhaps there's more chance of survival if we travel alone. I don't know how much longer we will be safe here. The Knowledge Stones call to all of us now. The portals need you. Huh, we didn't get much info there. He only referred to Mercury missing. But I'm pretty sure everyone's missing, not just Mercury. We just saw that Hesperus and what was Gemini? Hesperus and Gemini were gone, and then Mercury, oh yeah, and Ariadne has also disappeared again. So he didn't tell us much there. He didn't tell us why they disappeared. He implied that we may not be safe here. So that might mean, because I was wondering if maybe they were like tricked into leaving the space anomaly, and that's how they disappeared, because most of the others did that. They left to go investigate something and were gone for a while. But he seemed to imply that somehow they were kidnapped from here, because he said we may not be safe here much longer. So I don't know. Somehow did they just vanish from here? Something took them here? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to skip to when I'm on the mission planet. The planet this week is another exotic biome with giant hot planet assets. Let's fly to the location. Oh, somebody just spoiled it for us. I guess we're going to be collecting 24 albumen pearls. Hopefully we'll learn more about what happens to the others. Tethys didn't tell us much. Can't tell how far away it is. I guess we should pulse there. Yeah, it's pretty far. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some information about what happened to everybody. Whoa. Uh-oh. Oh no, it should be a crashed ship, I think. I thought it was a grave at first, it wasn't. Should be a crashed ship, but it hasn't loaded in yet. Hopefully it will. At least make it so I can interact with this. Okay, I can interact with the distress beacon even though it's... Oh, no, now it's loading in. Okay. Alright. Corruption boils from the crashed vessel, but somehow the captain's log is unaffected. The pilot was betrayed by one they considered an ally. The abyss can only take what is invited to consume. It desires so much more even now. So the pilot was betrayed by one they considered an ally. So I wonder, is that somebody... going with Thunder's theory, he believed that Ariadne was imposter, that maybe they were evil, so maybe it was Ariadne that convinced everyone to leave, because it said they were betrayed by someone they considered an ally. So maybe Ariadne betrayed everybody, and that's why everyone has disappeared. It says, the abyss can only take what is invited to consume. It desired so much more, even now. Huh. Anyway, I'm going to have to get 24 albumen pearls. Let's see. Oh, humming sacks. So, I think humming sacks... Are those the underground kind? I think so. I'm pretty sure humming sacks are the underground type. So let's go through the cave a bit, and I'll show you me obtaining at least one of them before the end. I'm not seeing... Oh, there they are. Good. Humming sacks. Yep, it's the underground cave type, which is good because above ground albumen pearls seem to take forever to find, but cave ones are pretty easy. Especially because, yeah, they're just more common. It's easier to find. The above ground ones seem to usually be really rare and spread out, but the cave ones are all over the place. In fact, I wonder... really annoying the incline we're on here. Alright, so that's how you find them, and I will be back once I've collected all the albumen pearls. I got the albumen pearls. It was really easy, like I said. If you just walk through the caves near this location, you'll find them really quickly. So let's turn them in and hope we get some more storyline from this. Like it said, the pilot was betrayed by one they considered an ally. The corruption purged, I look more closely at the fallen vessel's data. The traveler pilot believed they heard voices those days prior to the crash. Whispers from their own exosuit issued out into the void, bargaining for survival. I leave checking my own for signs of tampering or malfunction. All seems as it should be. That's something that has come out in recent lore a lot, is the idea of your exosuit tricking you or saying things it shouldn't or something. It was mentioned in the Atlas Rises storyline. Artemis, one of the times you first talk to Artemis, they tell you that they had to shut off their exosuit's voice because it was saying terrible things to them. And, sorry, this is kind of spoilers, not really anymore at this point, but if you go to normal exotic planets and go to the big boundary failure ring buildings and follow that lore line, it's revealed that the exosuit, there's an entity in our exosuits, in the exosuits of travelers, called Telemon, which is another. It's a like a alternate name for Atlas. Like in mythology, Telemon is another name for Atlas, or maybe it was Telemon was a Titan like Atlas was. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, Telemon was basically a separate program that worked for the Atlas, and it did something the Atlas didn't like, and it was imprisoned in travelers' exosuits. So our voice, the voice that talks to us all the time, is supposedly the voice of Telemon, but they don't really have the power to say anything unusual. All they can do is, warn us of hazard protection falling and tell us when units are received and stuff. But supposedly at some points when something weird happens, it can gain the ability to start talking. And Telemon, I guess, is kind of evil. I think it hates the travelers or something. And so if it gains the freedom to speak its mind, it starts to say terrible things and try to trick people, trick the travelers. So it did that with Artemis. It started to say terrible things, and Artemis had to shut it off. And of course, Artemis eventually died, so it may have been that its exosuit tricked it into going where it went, and eventually led to its demise. And then, now in this storyline, the same thing. A traveler was listening to its exosuit, and they crashed here, and we can assume that they died. I don't know if that has anything to do with our traveler friends that have disappeared in the Nexus. This whole thing may just be foreshadowing, letting us know that that may be what is happening to our friends from the Nexus, that they may have all been tricked by their exosuits, and so they've all been led into danger because their exosuits told them to. I think right before Hesperus disappeared, they were looking at something on a data pad that surprised them, and then they disappeared the next week. I don't know if that has anything to do with the exosuit tricking them. I don't know. But anyway, that about does it. Still don't know much of anything about what happened to the people in the Nexus, other than maybe it was their exosuits that tricked them into leaving. But anyway, that does it for this week. Hopefully, I mean, something weird is going to have to happen between now and next week, because it always follows the pattern of talking to a different NPC next week, and all the other NPCs are gone now except for Tethys. So either the next NPC we need to talk to is going to reappear, which I believe is Hesperus. So Hesperus, the one that had disappeared for a while, either they're going to come back, or I don't know what's going to happen next week. I don't know how we're going to talk to someone for the weekly mission, but I guess we'll find out next week. So anyway, I've been Mac. Thank you for joining me for a day, and remember, everything's going to be okay.